Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Straight Outta Boston here, aka the King of Boston. Today we're back for episode 7 of my MyGM here on NBA 2K14, and today we're making some moves. We get an offer from the Indiana Pacers that really intrigued me. It was David West and the Kings' first-round pick that they own for 2016 for Luol Deng and Alexei Shved, and I take that offer to pick up that extra pick, and then I parlay that pick along with my own pick in 2016 and David West for Kawhi Leonard. So almost a three-way trade right there, but we pick up Kawhi Leonard. I'd pretty much had in mind for a while that Luol Deng was not a long-term option at that small forward, power forward spot. Sort of depends what we do with Barnes. Whatever, the other forward along with Barnes, really. Basketball's pretty positionless. At least these days. And we also get Luka Mbah-a-Moute. We flip him for 2 second-round picks from the Pistons, which is nice. We extend Ricky Rubio and Klay Thompson as well as JJ Barea here, so we get all those extensions done. You can see them on the screen right now. I don't remember the exacts of each offer. I think Rubio got 3 for 36. Thompson's going to get 3 for 29 or something like that. Barea got 1.5 million for next year. And Channing Frye is going to get like $1 million for next year. I wanted to bring him back as well on the bench. So we get all those guys back along with adding Kawhi Leonard. So like I said, I talked about for a while that small forward, that other forward spot was going to be one that I wanted to improve long term, which I thought could help make this basketball team even better. And now the thing is, we have our core 5 right now, and it's 5 very young players, 5 players that are under contract for a little bit. Kawhi is already extended. Sanders is already on his second. I think everyone's on their second-year contract except for Harrison Barnes, or their second NBA contract except for Harrison Barnes. So, like, this is our team, and that is both good and bad because now we don't. I mean, we have some extra assets. We still have the 2015 Jazz first-round pick, which we picked up last year when we didn't actually make any selections. We traded our last year's pick for the Jazz pick in this year's draft, and they're like one of the worst teams of basketball this year. So we have that asset. We have I don't think we have any more first-rounders after that. We picked up a couple extra second-rounders for this year and next year, but we traded away both of the 2016 picks that we own. So it's going to be interesting to see what we can do with this team because I'm still not sure whether this team is sort of championship caliber, and this is sort of the interesting idea of one of the reasons why I wanted to do this Timberwolves series, and one of the reasons why I sort of wanted to get the pieces that I got in the David Lee and the Kevin Love trades and all that, was it is sort of the idea of building from the middle. We have a couple young players here that are pretty good, but we're not sure if we have any franchise-altering players. We're not sure if we have that one guy who can win you a title and can, you know, be the best player on a title team. Now, maybe Kawhi Leonard can be that. There's certainly some debate for that after his finals performance in real life, but I'm not sure about that, if he can really be that guy. I personally don't really think he can be in real life. A guy that can single-handedly win you a title, you know, being the best player on a team. We'll see if he can be in this game. I used the untapped potential on a couple of guys last offseason to get their potentials up, so maybe they can take further steps in their progression, but we'll see. So it's going to be an interesting team moving forward, but we don't have a lot of moves to make. We still have some assets on our bench as well, like Gorgie Dang has some trade value, or Jang, like Alexei Shved has some trade value, so we still have some good young players. Shabazz Muhammad probably has some trade value, so we could have moves to make. I'm not necessarily too concerned about it, but this is sort of going to be our team now. We sort of formed our 5 guys, and maybe one of them isn't here next year. I mean, I could see Klay Thompson finding an upgrade over him, or an upgrade over Ricky Rubio or something. I'm not sure, but anyway, we'll figure it out when we get to it. So getting into this gameplay. Score is 37-26, Minnesota on top, but there is an alley-oop to Gerald Green, of course, using his athleticism. Sometimes athleticism in this game is just too unfair. It is hard to defend like that. You get guys like Gerald Green or Josh Smith going up for alley-oop dunks all the time. It is a little hard to defend, but here we go, running the fast break, something I do want to do with this team. Kawhi Leonard and Harrison Barnes are both very athletic wings, who I believe can be more effective running the break than in the half court. And if we did want to continue that theme, that's where what I was saying earlier, maybe like a long-term replacement for a Klay Thompson, maybe getting a more athletic 2-guard who can run the floor a little bit better, or something like that. It is sort of maybe a good idea to try and stick with one sort of theme for the team, and maybe that being athleticism and youth and quickness and all that. But there's a little floater from Ish Smith. That's going to make it 46-33, but our defense has been dominant. Another good thing about getting Kawhi Leonard, he is going to help your defense no matter what. So here he's going in the post on, I believe that is Eric Bledsoe right there, and he just posts him up, easily getting the finish. So now 50-35, Bledsoe on the pick and roll, dishes it out to the corner. Markieff Morris is there, or I believe that might have been Marcus, and Marcus Morris hits the three-pointer. Now 50-38, Rubio kicking it down low to Dante Cunningham, tries to get the shot off. It goes, but will it count? and they're going to have to look at a review on this one. I didn't think it went initially, but obviously the decision is not up to us. It will be up to the referee, who decides that it does not go. The shot was not off in time, but we will take our 12-point lead into the half, up on the Phoenix Suns 50-38, and that is a pretty good lead for a team. Once again, sort of around that 500 mark. We haven't really gotten hot or really gotten cold at all this season. We were a little bit inconsistent at the start. I think we were like 5-12 and eventually got up to 500, but since then we've pretty much been right around 500 the entire season. Not really too many games above or too many games below. And check out Ricky Rubio doing a little dance right there. Weird from a Spanish man, but alright. 57-44. That is a nice little layup right there from Andrew Bynum, a member of the Phoenix Suns now. 59-48. Klay Thompson with the rebound, pushing the ball up on the break. He's going to drive it straight to the rim, finishing it over Goran Dragic. And now it's 61-48. Barnes' three is going to be no good, but Thompson's there in the offensive rebound, kicks it back to Larry Sanders for the jumper, and Sanders gets it, and we're back up to 15. So now Seth Curry in the ball game. We signed him to a small contract, I believe, 2 episodes ago, and he is getting some playing time now. We originally signed him when like Barea went down for a little bit, and so did Rubio. And then Marco Bellinelli, a guy we got in one of those trades, Kawhi Leonard, he knocks down a 3 right there off the bench. I'm excited to have Bellinelli. He's a really crafty player off the bench, can do a lot of things to get his own shot, and is also just a knockdown 3-point shooter. I was very surprised when he was left out of the San Antonio rotation for the most part during the playoffs. I didn't watch a lot of the San Antonio games. I watched a lot of the first round, didn't watch them a lot in the Portland series, and didn't watch the first few games of the OKC series, and it was a surprise to me that Bellinelli was left out of the rotation for the most part, because I think Bellinelli is a really good player and really could be useful as a bench piece. But Gerald Green, corner 3, gets it to go, and the lead is down to 19 now, but still we are running away with this ball game. At the end of the third quarter, scores 81-62, absolute domination both offensively and defensively, holding a pretty good offensive team in the Phoenix Suns to 62 points through 3 quarters. We'll take that 10 times out of 10, scoring 81 on top of it. Just great all-around performance from the Timberwolves so far. Now Rubio with the ball. He actually loses it here. Bledsoe on the strip. He's all alone, and Eric Bledsoe doing a nice little one-handed slam right there. You can take a look at the replay. Bledsoe, one of the most athletic point guards in the league, right up there with Russell Westbrook, getting the 35.8 vertical leap right there on the dunk. Now Green's jumper is no good. Larry Sanders gets the rebound, once again looking to run out on the break to Kawhi Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard, also a pretty athletic wing, slamming it down with one hand. Now Rubio driving, kicking to Kawhi, and he gets the 3 to go, and we go up by 18 points now. Kawhi with the ball, giving it out to Harrison Barnes. He's got the small wing on him, and he just tries for the poster right there, but Harrison Barnes was ice cold. I think he missed like 4 straight free throws before that and just had nothing going. Here he actually gets double teamed on a little pick and roll, giving it down low to Larry Sanders for the easy 2. Now 91-70 to score. Dragic with the ball, trying to go to work on Klay Thompson, a very good defender himself, but Dragic gets loose there and knocks down the floater. So 91-72. Rubio though on the break, looking for Kawhi, who actually settles for the jumper right there off the glass and in. Kawhi, as we saw a couple times in the finals, some of those face-up off-the-glass jumpers can be pretty effective at those. But anyway, Eric Bledsoe for 3. He gets to go, so it's 18 points, but too little too late. It is just a still an 18-point game with 1:45 to play. Here's Barnes trying to get him going. Want to get him out of this cold streak before the game is over, so we go up by 20. Now here's Harrison Barnes on the break again, driving in, takes the contact in, and he will finish that 10 times out of 10 if he's got a smaller defender on him. Now Kawhi pump fakes, drives in, and check out the nice acrobatic finish right there. He actually couldn't finish it, but still, it was pretty cool athleticism, and Sanders got the putback anyway. So that's going to wrap up this game. We win 101-77. Yeah, okay, I couldn't remember off the top of my head, but a dominating performance from Minnesota. Just a great game. Great start to the Kawhi Leonard era here in Minnesota. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the trade. What do you think like a long-term plan is in terms of where we're going to make this team better moving forward? Because like I said, we do have sort of 5 good young players, but also spots where I think we could improve. I don't really want to get rid of Ricky Rubio because I sort of think that I always have this idea that it's better to rebuild with the guys that are already in place when you take over a team instead of just shuffling them out for new pieces. So I sort of like the idea of keeping Rubio. I do think that shooting guard spot's going to be the long-term spot where maybe if we still feel like we need to improve next season, that's where we go with it. But like I said, we have some assets left over, a couple picks and all that, so that's pretty much it. We get a big victory here. We held our offense to check. Gerald Green, 16 points on 17 shots. I think Bledsoe only had like 10 points or something, so we really did a good job on them, and that is pretty much going to do it. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you did enjoy this episode of the Minnesota Timberwolves My GM, and as always, I'm out. Peace.